He said, Miss Mitchell,
Yeah.
Matthew said as soon as you're ready, he'll take down the graphic and start the meeting.
All righty. Did you tell him to make you co-host?
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. The Lincoln Heights Finance Committee meeting is now in session. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Present.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Present.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Present.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Present.
Councilman Durance Daniels.
Present.
We have 5 who are present. Madam Chair, we do have a quorum.
Thank you. Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for all the mercy, blessing, and grace that you have given us. Heavenly Father, we need you to guide our leadership path. Help us to know what decisions are important and what we can lay aside. Heavenly Father, we love a community in which you have placed us and are thankful for our roles. Bless our families, our businesses, our school, and our churches, Lord, as we aim to serve you, in everything that we do for your glory. This we ask in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen.
Right. You all have the minutes from the April 19th meeting. Is there a motion to accept?
Second.
All right. Are there any questions, any additions or deletions to those minutes? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays or abstentions? Hearing none.
I'm
Thank
going to
you.
abstain.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to abstain. I didn't read them.
Okay, thank you. One abstention. Okay, old business. If you have the minutes in front of you, there were just a couple of things I wanted to touch bases on. And one of them in the minutes we talked about, I'm having to go to court for our former manager for the repayment. Ms. Pope, can you tell us what the normal amount is that we're supposed to get monthly?
$1,200.
$1,200?
Yes.
Okay, and so that was reported in the minutes from last month. That was a year's amount?
I gave you a spreadsheet that included what she has paid so far, her balance.
Which was about $13,000, right? 13 something.
No, she only paid, that's the she made one payment of 13,000 last year.
Right, but was that supposed to catch up some months?
It put her ahead. The payment was received in March, and so it carried through October, I believe it was. And at October, she would have had a balance of about $320. So she sent in a check for $350.
Okay, and so as of this moment, is she current?
No, as of this moment, I haven't received anything from her.
Okay.
And I'll refer to the mayor if you don't mind, because she went to the meeting.
Okay, that's fine.
She went to the court hearing.
And so Mayor, what do we do? Are we just allow it to continue to be delinquent, or what's our recourse?
I don't know, not for me, not for me. I do know that they have began to resume her making her payments. And also they were they were looking to see for us the payments that she made, was it through OPERS or was it a payment that she paid herself, because the dollar amounts were the same. So that was something they were looking at, because they did go to get that, get the OPERS. So I was curious to find out how they were going to do that. But he did say we will wind up going back to court again if she does not maintain making the payments.
All right.
So I just think that the village, when we do go back, hopefully we do not find ourselves again with delinquent payments not being received, that we have to go back and possibly have to address it ourselves with the court along with the attorney.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
may I ask, I did read the minutes, but I did not see a spreadsheet. Is it possible to email that out? I apologize, I wasn't able to make the last meeting, but I'd be interested in seeing that spreadsheet and kind of understanding, are we saying that her balance due is $300 or is it more than that? Because I couldn't pick up from the minutes.
No, from the payment that she sent us last year, it was for a total of $13,000. Okay.
Yes.
She was supposed to make $1,200. Her payment monthly was $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
So that $13,000 check paid her current through up to October. The
Yes.
balance on that would have been $350.
So are you
So
saying that she's paying $1,200 a month for how long? I'm sorry.
$1,200 a month is her monthly payment.
For how long?
About
It
5
looks
years.
like they stretched it
Okay.
out to 5 years.
Okay,
5 years.
Too long.
got it. I just didn't, I saw it in the report and I thought that may have been final because I didn't know that there was more payments to be expected. Thank you.
I think that Ms. Pope, when we first got the information as to how that was supposed to be paid, didn't they do an amortization schedule or something when we first got it, or?
I didn't receive anything. I just received the check for $1,200.
Okay, I thought I saw something that had listed. Okay. All right. The other piece on page 4 of the minutes, under miscellaneous, the question was asked about the infrastructure levy and did it need to be increased? And Ms. Pope was going to let us know if it was continuous. And so when we met, the infrastructure levy is continuous, right? And it nets us about $150,000 a year. And so I just sort of put it out there to her. We might want to begin to look at it to see if we need to increase it just to whatever the current rate might be. And I'm not saying this year, but just to look at it to make sure that we do have enough coming in. If we put it on the ballot, if the increase doesn't pass, we still have whatever the current rate is. So I'm just saying those are some things that we need to begin to look at. And the other one that is continuous is what? Or which one is not continuous?
Just the general
Just the
operating.
general operating,
Yeah.
which we have to go back every 5 years.
Yes.
And so, we have a situation where Woodlawn wanted to increase it. So if they're going to do that in the future, if that's what they want to do, we have to begin to look at if we may have to increase our fire levy. So that's just some things just to be on the lookout for.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
one question concerning that, going back to your infrastructure levy conversation, are we able to get some historical data on what we have spent in infrastructure so that we know, it'll give us some points that we can determine if our numbers are rising, if they're staying steady, or if they're going down, just to give us some information as we prepare to look at that for future.
In terms of what we're spending for it?
Yes, ma'am. In terms of
Okay.
what we spending or what we have spent in the past. I know we have had to move some funds around just depending on the circumstance and situation. And those might be circumstantial, and that's fine. But just on the regular infrastructure needs is 150,000 per year. Is that meeting? Is that exceeding, or is that not enough? If we can look at some data from the past to be able to help guide us for the
And
future.
as we look at that, Councilwoman Key, we have not spent a whole lot. Well, I think one of the things that we need to do is to really determine how we want to spend it. I think that becomes important in terms of when we first did it, it was about, okay, we know we need to get our drains done, our catch basins, use it to do match money for certain things. So as we see that growing, that's what I want us to be aware of. We need to start looking at that now. Because I asked Ms. Key, well, what happened? But again, there were some things like in the street, we did not have to pay because of COVID. They changed that. So it might be skewed a little bit, but that is well worth looking into. Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I also would like to add, since Ms. Key mentioned about data, we probably need to look at as far as what our, how, because in the Village of Lincoln Heights, we're paying, when it comes to taxes, more than majority of the municipalities in Hamilton County. So that data is going to be very instrumental in deciding if what levies we need to increase, because we don't want to, we want to be competitive, and we want to make sure that we're not, as when people are wanting to move into the Village of Lincoln Heights, that's the first thing that they're going to look at. Well, their tax rate is so high. What am I going to get for the taxes that I pay in the Village of Lincoln Heights? So we want it, it's a competitive thing also. And actually people look at that when they're purchasing homes. And so I would like to see the data across the board as for where we're at. Every 3 years, they assess our properties, and I'm looking forward to see, hopefully, in I think it's 2022 or 2023, how they're going to evaluate the Village of Lincoln Heights value, the property and the land, because we have been declining for the last 10 years, I know, and we all have taken a hit every 3 years. So I'm hopefully with the new constructions that are coming, we'll see an increase, but we do need to look at the taxes that we're putting upon the residents. And since we're talking about it, we have to always get that word out that a lot of taxes that they pay are not coming to the Village of Lincoln Heights. They're going to the Prince School District. Yeah. So I think it's going to be educational, and that data, and for us to all just start talking about it with the residents. So when we do get to that place where we may have to increase, they actually know what they're voting for, and they actually see the grid, saying how much actually comes to Lincoln Heights, because a lot of it does not. But we do get a hit on our property taxes.
Yeah, Mayor, I'm not looking to overtax. I agree with you. I just, want us to be, ready. We just need to know, where we stand. We know that if we're going to get our streets done, then we don't want to hit our general fund or our street as CMR if we have it in the levy, if that's where we need to put it. So Ms. Pope and I did talk about some other things in terms of where we can place some of the funds that we get, so, and I'll have her talk about that for next month, but that's what we need to begin to do. How do we take our tax dollars and place them? Certain percentage here, a certain percentage there, so we have some things covered and not everything just not all in one place. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
The last thing is, Ms. Pope, did we get the gas tank?
No, we didn't get that.
Okay, do we need to make a motion for that, or you got that in progress, or what? That's on page 5 of the minutes.
Okay, so the gas tank, as I
the metering system, one of the other, I'm sorry. Was it the metering system?
Okay, yeah, the metering system wasn't a necessity as the tank was. We got the tank. The metering system was a want, and we haven't ordered it yet because we don't have a public works director,
Because we don't have a what?
public works director, because it was a want. It wasn't like it wasn't an emergency or anything like that.
Okay, so will
The
we
metering system was just a way to determine who's using the gas, and nobody's using the gas except for the service department and the police department.
right,
So right now, it would just be basically the police department. I think I filled the tank up maybe twice.
okay. All right, but let's see what we need to do to put it in motion so that when we do get folks, we're losing what the account is, some of the accountability because we don't have it when it starts up. That might be something we want to already have in place when the department opens up.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
as going back to the infrastructure levy,
Uh-huh.
if you want to do an increase, if we want to do an increase on that, we'll have to pass two resolutions. One will have to justify why we want an increase. And then we'll have to have another resolution that uh, puts it on the ballot.
Okay, right. And so we're not looking to do that this year. I'm
Right.
just trying to, for us to think ahead. Okay. Thank you. All righty, so we will, I'll take a look at the tax budget under old business, Ms. Pope.
Okay, let me get to my screen. And I have to share it, right?
Yeah, I mean, did you all get it? I know we made some changes, and so you may not have all gotten it or had a chance to look at it. Some things have been added. It's not too much different from what we got last time, but it is the complete tax budget. Tax budget, Ms. Pope.
I'm looking at it. Can you see my
Yeah,
my
we see
blue-
the financial narrative, yeah.
You see it? Okay.
But so
So how come I don't see it? Oh well, yeah, never mind. Never mind. I'm learning this share thing. Okay, so we want the tax budget.
right.
So I sent it to you as one. I sent it to you as one.
One document.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you can go into your thing and just scroll all the way down, right?
yeah. So here is the tax budget. Basically, we didn't change anything.
Okay, now we don't see the tax budget. We just
You don't see it?
We saw the narrative, then you got rid of it.
You can see your email, all
This
your
is the
business.
email. It's the tax
All
budget.
your
All your
stuff.
business.
Okay.
I
let me
see
get
my
out of
name.
there.
I'm just kidding.
Let me get out of there.
Just kidding.
Everybody was
Let me
reading.
get out. So you can't see that I'm moving
They screenshot that.
this.
Okay, now
So
there
can
you go.
you see
We
it?
see it now. Just make
Okay.
it a little larger.
Okay. Okay. Can you see it
Alright.
now?
Yes,
Is it larger for you?
yes, beautiful.
Okay. So I'm gonna scroll down to the tax budget.
Woo!
Learning this. Whew. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay, so the tax budget starts here, and we didn't change anything from when I gave it to you last month. The first 4 pages is your levies. And Miss Key, this is where you can see the historical information. You have 2 years of actual, 1 year of the current estimate, and then the estimated for the 2022.
Will the infrastructure
Yeah,
line be on there? Okay.
We
'Cause I
have
don't have
5
the-
levies. So
Right.
general operating is 1. And then we come down here to police pension. And then you have fire and the police levy. What did I skip over? Police levy and then fire. And here's your infrastructure. So infrastructure just started. I think the this report would include the first year that we did the infrastructure, 19.
19. Passed in 18, but started in 19.
Right, 19. So on the infrastructure levy, you usually just budget in what you estimate that you're going to receive in property tax funds. So the levies, we don't, except for the general, we don't have any control over them as far as uh, trying to figure out how much we're going to receive and how much we can spend, because we know we can only receive when we know we're only receiving from the property taxes. So we just budget out that amount. Yeah, every now and then you might have a carry forward balance because just like last year, we didn't pay for the OPWC loans from the infrastructure levy. So you didn't have a lot of expenditures there. So we did have a carryover balance last year in this. If you can see this one right here, that should be our carryover balance from 2020. What year are we in? 2020. This 121,584. So what you receive today from the tax budget will be all your other special revenue funds. And the special revenue funds are the same. We can only estimate, we can only expend what we receive. The 201 street maintenance and repair, that money comes from the state, and a part of it comes from Hamilton County Local Government Fund. So, and we generally receive $120,000 a year. Permissive tax is the same thing, that comes from the state. The summer youth activities and the indigent drivers alcohol fund, that's been the carry forward balance for the last couple of years. We will expend this summer youth activities. I think we can include some of that in the Lincoln Heights Day Fund. The Community Development Block Grant, we're expecting $30,000 from that this year. The Lincoln Heights Day Festival, the carry forward balance was $1,243. And on a sidebar note, we already received $5,000 from the port for the Lincoln Heights Day, and we also received $200 from a resident. So you'll see those. The Anna B. Perry Seeds Fund, the Recycling and Litter Grant, that's a carry forward balance. The Anna B. Perry Seeds is a carry forward balance. Mayor's Computer Fund, you always have money left over in that because you can't really use it for anything except for Mayor's Court Computer Fund, like office equipment or some other type of contracted items. Memorial Park project, what I did here was the 2 grants that we know we have received, the one for 250 and then the other one for 79. I just estimated that we were probably going to get about $300,000 in receipts and expend about $200,000. And that one is truly an estimate because we haven't actually received anything yet from Memorial Field, and then we haven't really spent anything. But once we start, except for some of the design work, that'll be charges to that. But So I'm just completely just estimating on this one. So the complete package will be the levies and then the other special revenue funds. And then I'll have to send down this. It just lists all of your levies, the totals, and the total of all of the levy funds, which would be that $1 million, 1,179,363. The next page, I gave you a copy of this just so you can see what's going to be posted in Inquirer Media and the Herald. It just has to be posted one time, but it has to be posted 10 days prior to our June 28th meeting. And along with that, then you'll have this certificate is actually like the receipt. It has to be sent down there with the package. They want to know that we did post it, and they want me to attach a copy of the newspaper receipt.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
can she go back? I thought I seen a 2020 date. I didn't go back to the previous. Ms. Pope, please. Just want to make sure our dates are right. Okay.
Okay.
Is
You
that
did.
supposed to say June 2020?
2021. I'll correct that. Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
can you also, Ms. Pope, go back to page 6?
Okay.
Where it actually says 6 on the document. I don't know what page it is on your.
This one. Okay.
No, one more.
What the grid is?
Yes, what a grid is. Okay, stop right there. You're all the way over to where it says unencumbered balance, the column before it where it says totals. Those totals, 182 is not the correct total for that. What am I missing?
Where are you at?
Where is,
Oh.
okay,
Total special.
so go all the way over to the right there.
Right here.
Yeah, that column does not total 182, it totals more. So am I missing something?
No, I'll
Okay.
correct that.
Thank you.
Just before you send it down, just do a quick, the formula.
Right.
Just run all your formulas.
Right.
Just to make sure that those numbers add up to what they should.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
So here, wait a minute. Let me mark that. So
I didn't do the other ones. That one just kind of jumped out to me. So
Okay.
you may want to do the other ones as well, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, because I think the next column, I don't
The
know.
other one may be off too.
Right.
Okay.
It looks like your total available expenditures may be off too, just by mental math here.
Okay. I'll check them out before I send it down.
All right.
Because we're going to review this again.
Mm-hmm.
I think, when is it? The next.
Yeah, well, I think we do something, we review it again.
We review it again in June, right?
June
Yeah, the
14th.
21st.
Yeah, on our finance. So I'll
Okay.
make all these corrections and then bring it back, send it back out to you guys.
All right.
Another question, Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
She had said one of those funds should go to Lincoln Heights Days or something with the summer youth or whatever.
Yeah.
Can we just, how much is that? Because I'm thinking, I know Miss Baber didn't ask for anything, but things have come up that she has been wanting to do, but I don't want to hog the money and say it's all for Lincoln Heights Day, although I asked for that for Lincoln Heights Day, like we are supposed to ask.
Yeah,
I
she
just
can.
I want
She
them
can
to be
use
able
it.
to do something.
Yeah, she can use it if she needs it for.
I asked,
summer
how
youth
much was
activity.
it again?
It's only
$603.
$603.
Oh, why I'm passing out money? How much? But I just want to be fair to her, like her
Okay.
flowers and those things like that. I think that should go towards her and that project that she wants to do for recreation.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
you also have some recycled money in there. If they're planning on buying pots with, if they're plastic, something that has been produced by recycling, then they can use that money. There's no sense in leaving that money sitting there.
Okay.
I know of a great place that uses recyclable things to that nature too, Ms. Pope. So see me about that.
Okay.
Madam
So I've
Chair,
marked all of my changes. I'll just go over that whole document right there, special revenues page.
So some of the things that, when is the next disbursement for that? For the recycling litter? How many times do we get it? Because we've been carrying that amount for a while.
It used to be every 2 years. I mean, twice a year. I believe it's now annually instead of biannual. And we haven't done much with recycling, but we need to get started on that so that we can increase funds coming back into the community.
I meant to call today, but I know that the recycling bin down in Centennial has been removed. So, I was quite dismayed. And we do have one, but we used to have 3. So I know we only have one. We might have another one. And then I'm concerned that the one that we have, Ms. Pope and I talked about that today. The one over there by the, on Simmons is full of other stuff, plastic bags, and you can't even get anything in it. So, we may have to look at how do we need to move it somewhere, not where it's really monitored, but to make sure that it is used for recyclables.
Right.
We had that problem once before, or maybe it just continued, where the folks were just dumping anything into those recycle bins. The same with, remember we had a tire problem, and it probably is still going on with tires. And Donna can answer that. But I'm not sure what to do with that other than stand there all night and watch and see who puts stuff in there. It doesn't make sense for the community to do that, but it happens. So let's come up with a way to deal with it.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you. Some communities actually have hours for their recycling, so maybe that's something that we can consider.
Yeah, that's what
Because
she
they
talked
won't,
about.
usually that illegal dumping happens after hours when nobody sees it. Because I know that it gets used a lot properly from the people that I see. They are dumping cardboard and paper and doing it properly. But I do see all the improper things. And I think that some other communities may have used that hour, you can only dump at this time, and then they lock it up. So
That's what Ms. Pope suggested today, and we were thinking about maybe, trying to move it somewhere else. So those are some things that, I don't know, Ms. Jeter, you can put
I
in.
do like it where it is personally.
When is what?
I do like it where it is personally.
Me too, but it would be better if we had a way to get to it better as well and not roll in the mud and then can't put nothing in there like I did.
That's good.
Madam Chair, I'm in total agreement with finding the solution to that problem. So we can look into, or Ms. Donna can look into what is the best way to deal with that. You would have to come up with some type of signage to put on it. These are your hours. And then how do you tell the public that? Because sometimes it's not us. It's someone from a different neighborhood that's bringing the stuff over here and dropping it off. So we have several issues to deal with.
Right. Well, I think when we make that change, then that's a robocall, and then we have another newsletter coming out. That's about the best we can do, I guess.
Okay. To Ms. Donna, Madam Chair, if you don't mind, I'd like to do something else. Are we still having problems with the tires being dropped off?
So what we did is I changed the agreement. The agreement is that at first we had a roll off in the back. We're not receiving as many tires over at the recycling area as we used to, but we did have a roll off in a container in the back of the service department. And but the container being there at the cost that they were charging us, he said it would be more reasonable just to stack our tires up on our lot, or stack the tires up on our lot, and then they would just come and come once a month and just pick them up. And it wouldn't cost nearly as much as it does now. I think that roll-off container was like $700 and something a month.
What? They have gone up.
Yeah.
So if the roll-off containers are they still, well, how much does it cost per pickup for a tire? So that people will understand that it's costing the village money each time that they decide to do this dumb stuff. I mean, I'm sorry, do this stuff. I got, forgive me. But it's taking your taxpayers' money away from you. So we need to know the cost that we are paying per tire.
Okay.
Right, because we're paying not only for per tire, car and the truck tires or more, we're paying for the roll-off as well. So
Right.
Yeah, and also to let their friends know that we don't want any more dumping over here.
yes, ma'am. Are there any more questions on the tax budget or anything that's pertaining to it on there? Related? All right, finance report.
So I'll go back up and talk about the finance report. Okay, after the meeting with Ms. Mitchell, I put a little more detail in the finance report, so you can know exactly how much came from where. So the beginning cash balance at April 1st, 2021 was $1,483,842.34. So in this section is where we added a little more detail. Our total receipts received for the month of April was $764,647.56, which is a 2% increase over the same period in April 2020 of $752,361.65. Ms. Mitchell requested this information. The year-to-date receipts total $1,124,996 they total $1,124,996.06, leaving 58% of estimated receipts of $2,685,163 to be collected. Is that how you wanted that, Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now our ACH deposits that received in April totaled $672,155.65.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I apologize. Just because we were on that area, Ms. Donna, I apologize because I know you like to get through that. But can you go back to explain leaving 58% of estimated receipts? So 58% of the funds that's still to come in has not come in. Is that what we're saying there? Or what are we saying? I just want to understand. I don't have a problem with how it's worded. I just want to understand what we're looking at.
Yes, that's what it's saying.
Right.
Okay.
So 58% has been collected, and actually that's we're ahead, put it that way, because usually you collect, we expect, if I take 100% divided by 12, that's 8.33% a month.
Okay.
So we've actually collected more so far in estimated receipts.
But
That doesn't make sense.
That's saying in this, Donna, you're saying we have 58% to be collected of the total.
Yeah,
So we've only really gotten 42%.
yes,
Okay. So we have 58% of the total we expect to get from our appropriation. We have 58% left to collect.
yes,
And that's the 2,000 or the 2,000,006.
yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, thank you.
So hope I'm not making this even more confusing. But if we take that $2,685,000 and 163 divided by 12 is $200-something thousand a month. And so if we're into 4 months, we would have collected $895,052. But we've collected so far $1,124,996. So we're ahead. Did that confuse you?
That was much better. Sorry, Madam Chair.
We're doing all right. We're doing all right. That's mainly, I would say, it's tax collections. We're receiving more tax collections this year. Miss Key.
Thanks to the
Ms.
business
Key.
gateway, that what you're getting ready to talk about, the business gateway, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done. I'll follow up later. I just want to make sure that when I get the report, I know what I'm reading. That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
So the ACH payments of $672,155.65 that we received, that is ACH payments. They come from the Ohio Business Gateway, and this is withholding collections, and it was a total of $16,535.24. From the state of Ohio, we broke out that original amount of I would say about 60,000. And we detailed it to the gas excise tax. It was $9,376. Permissive tax was $1,970.16. Our local tax state is $783.88. And we also received our rollbacks, homestead and rollbacks for the month of April, $46,383.56. The rollbacks dollars are applied to all of our levies, and it's but it totals that 46,000. From the Hamilton County Treasurer, for local government fund, we received $9,818.02. Motor vehicle fund, $1,857.30. In our property tax collection, I'll make a correction in that comma location.
Thank you.
It's $585,716.01. And that's our first half of our property tax collections.
Madam Chair, could I ask Ms. Pope something? I want to talk
Yeah.
about the motor vehicle fund. That's the actual where they're when they go pay their tax? Is that what that's coming from? And they let them know that they live in the village of Lincoln Heights?
Yes.
Okay. So how often do we get this amount?
Monthly.
Okay. So is it usually this amount or lower, where we need to encourage our
Right in
residents?
that range, because let's see. I'm looking at the tax budget. Oh, it won't show me. Never mind. It won't show me. Let me see if I have it on here. But it's usually about 1,800.
Okay.
I can look that up and give you that number.
So
what it average out to be a month.
Yeah, because it's been a while since we talked about it. I do know, like a few years back, we had talked about how the residents are not aware that when they go to the BMV, that first thing they stamp is City of Cincinnati, and we in return have to recoup that money back, may get it, may not. But with this, we may want to mention that in our upcoming newsletter, to just make sure that they let them know when they're renewing the license that it is for the Village of Lincoln Heights. That way it doesn't take, it may not seem a lot of money, but every little bit counts. So I just wanted to mention that because we haven't mentioned that or had, talked about it in a while.
Right.
Okay.
So we just, but I think for the most part, though, I think they have to, when you go to get your license, they have to ask you what our community, what municipality, and, so we want to, I know each time I've gone, they've done that, or is it still the same? So but we
Yeah.
do want to make sure people are aware, especially if they new and they're moving in
Yeah.
from another municipality, that they need to say that they live in Lincoln Heights.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You have to tell them. Other than that, when you give them 45215, it comes up Arlington Heights.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So just imagine how much money is going some other municipality. And, people they don't think about it. Like Vice Mayor said, that 45215, you're going to get about 4 communities from that.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I just renewed my driver's license and my tags, and they just asked me if the address had changed, and I said no. They didn't ask me anything else other than, and I did not check to make sure that it was coming back to the Village of Lincoln Heights. What their procedure is. If you say that nothing's changed, maybe it is coming here. I need to check on that. Thank you for that information. We had discussed that at a different time about monies coming to the village. Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, you do have to keep a check on it.
Well, I think as long as
Absolutely.
you say Lincoln Heights, for instance, I got mine renewed, I guess about back in March, just before I went out of town. And my old license said Lincoln Heights. So this one said Lincoln Heights as well. So, you know how we're in the habit of just putting Cincinnati. For the most part, I always put Lincoln Heights. So if you get in the habit of Lincoln Heights, just making sure that it also says that on your license. So if they ask you, had it changed? Yeah, if you already had Lincoln Heights, it still will be there.
I don't know.
Still need to promote it.
I don't know what I have, so I need to check. It's COVID. You have your mask on, out, and it's a different procedure than it used to be. So you just want to get out of the place, period.
All right, thank you.
Especially after they took the picture, I was ready to go.
But we do need to push that because you have to get the new license, right, with the star on it.
You still have time. If you don't have your birth certificate, forget it, or your passport. My intention was to get so I have until 2022 to make that happen.
So what is that, the international ID?
Yeah, it's for travel.
Something like that.
It's for you. If you're traveling, if you're getting on the plane.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Ms. Pope, continue with the taxes.
Okay, our tax comparison table show a 48.3 increase in total tax collection during the month of April. The resident collection is $11,826.30. The business collection is $21,200. Our withholding is $52,036.92, which includes this number here, this 16,000. So that is included in our withholding payments. For total income for April, earnings tax income is $85,093.22.
Madam Chair,
Mhm.
just a question. Do you know what the comparison is from, say, before our current tax administrator started working with local taxes? Do you have any idea of how much, how we have improved on the collection piece?
No, but I can get that.
I'm just interested in.
I can get that because I can run it'll probably be easier to run a 2015 report because we actually started working here in 2016,
Okay.
like in March.
So,
Just wanna know.
Ms. Pope, with that, so how much of these collections comes from the Attorney General? Are we in that program for residential collection?
That's that 16,000. That comes from the Attorney General. That's Ohio Business Gateway.
Okay, but that says withholding. So
That's the only part that comes from, we only receive withholding payments from the Ohio Attorney General's office.
so if we have someone who has not paid their regular earnings tax, their income tax, and they haven't filed, they haven't paid, does the Attorney General collect that, or how are we trying to collect that?
We're trying to collect that for now. We haven't got to the stage where we're sending our resident collection. We're enforcing our resident collection that way.
Okay, so that may be something we might want to consider if necessary, if there's flagrant, continual, you know what I'm saying? So if
Yeah.
we're just going after for withholding, if the regular collection for resident is not forceful, and maybe forceful is not the best word, but so they're making sure that we are getting the earnings tax from those individuals who have not paid.
Okay,
Before
yeah.
we used to have an attorney that
I
did
think
it.
that's what we're trying to take that to mayor's court as far as the residential collection.
So,
And then
okay,
if they don't make
Right.
payments in mayor's court, we'll send it up to the old Ohio Business Gateway.
so Mayor, let me go to you and ask, so where are we in that process? I know we wanted to start it last year, the tax court.
Okay, so in my conversation with Ms. Peterson, with them extending the tax season, she was going to implement it after May 17th. So I'm not sure. I do know she had to do a series of letters for his billing and letting them, giving them leeway. She had to notify them in a series of letters to get them to pay. So I'm not sure where she's at on that, but I'll be able to find out for you. I know she had addressed council a few months ago.
Right.
And now that we are at the hour of tax season ending, we'll be able to probably get more information from her. I know she's been very busy at the village, meeting with the residents and getting everything caught up. So I'll be able to convert with her this week after today
Okay.
and see where we're at. So I can give you an update on that Monday.
Okay, that would be great, so that we can at least, if we can target a date as to when we want to begin that, then that way we can let residents know that, this is getting ready to start and they may want to pay quickly.
Yeah, I think she'll be having that information upcoming newsletter as well, but I do know we're supposed to roll that out. It was going to take place after, with them extending it to May 17th. She did want to wait, but we are going to do that along with incurring court fees if they find themselves in that predicament.
Okay.
But I will have more information for you for Monday. So I have my list of 2 different things I need to bring at council meeting on the 24th. You're welcome.
Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
To Ms. Pope, because you're working closely with Ms. Peterson, are the citizens of Lincoln Heights responding to filing their taxes better than they used to?
Yes,
Okay,
I can say that, yes.
that's it.
All right, Ms. Pope, the expense part.
Okay, moving down to the expense for the month of April, total payments were $92,277.36, which is a 75 decrease in spending compared to total payments of April 2020 of $374,245.24. That difference is because last year in April, we made payment for our Village of Woodlawn Fire Services of $132,300. And we also made a payment, that was a double payment to Hamilton County Sheriff Department for police services of $127,467.98. So total checks written for the month of April 2021 was $39,210.33. And the only one that we had over $5,000 was to Acme Lock, check number 49591 for $9,471. And that is our backdoor replacement. And that cost is charged to coronavirus funds, the CARES Act funding, because we upgraded that to touchless.
Ms. Pope, while we on that, before you go any further, we talked about the gate where you come in the back.
Yes.
That was brought up. So you want to give them that conversation that we had?
So the last bit of funding, we were using to replace the gate that is around the backyard, the service department area, and plus coming up to Stephen. So that gate will be replaced, and it will be, touchless, electronic. So that will be done. They are scheduled to come out tomorrow to install it, but it's really going to depend on the weather, since it's supposed to rain this whole week. And it will take about a week to complete, because the installers will be out for a couple days, and then they'll have the electricians coming in to do their part. And so that would be the conclusions of the 2020 CARES Act funding.
So I asked her to share that because I thought we couldn't get it. Remember, it was asked about last year and we didn't get it. And, so I thought we just couldn't get it.
And I was telling her we're on their schedule, so they couldn't install it into this year because they were so backed up because everybody was doing the same thing. So we weren't scheduled to have that installed into this year, 2021.
All righty.
Madam Chair?
Yes, ma'am.
This might be a minute point, but do we know what future costs that might incur?
As far as
repairs,
electricity, technology, whatever is being used, that we can continue to maintain it. And I guess my question is more of thinking in the future when we do budgeting for Public Works Department, to make sure that we have identified what that continual cost would be for maintenance, repair, upkeep, to make sure that we can keep it. Okay, you want to get something nice, but also plan to be able to keep it functional.
I'll just make sure they have that information in their final billing. It'll probably be I'm sure we'll receive some type of warranty for that fence, and it'll be included in that warranty.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. So we said we were gonna list all the charges every time we use the credit card. Credit card payments for the month of April were $1,545.84. And there you have a listing for all the charges.
Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I just had one question about the breakout. Everything else is fine. The one-time expenses, but the Power Net, which is a monthly expense, and I'm not sure if the Cincinnati Foundation Directory is a monthly expense. But if these are monthly expenses, is there a reason why we're not paying them through the purchase order process, or why are we paying them on a credit card?
No, these are all of these are not monthly expenses. The Power Net is a monthly expense because I called in a payment because to prevent disconnection. So I called in a payment because I don't know what was going on with the U.S. postal system, but PowerNet never received our payment. So I called it in.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. When it said monthly, I because I had not seen the breakout, I thought this was a regular reoccurring expense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Normally we would pay we did pay PowerNet with a monthly accounts payable check, but they never received it.
Got it. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
And to Ms. Pope,
Yes.
there is something wrong with the U.S. Postal Service. I was charged $30-some for a $30-some payment that I didn't make. However, I had not received it. I did make the complaint. They are not getting the stuff out in a timely manner. It was told to me that they need people to work.
Yeah, and I know we had another vendor that they said they never received our check, and he also said that a lot of his vendors were saying the same thing. They, so.
Vice Mayor.
What is $875 from RNS Market?
That's your flyers.
What flyers?
Whatever that.
These signs that are in here?
The Jubilee.
No, that ain't the
marker.
signs, not them signs.
The Jubilee, it's the design of the emblem.
So that emblem was $875. Is that a portion of whatever else was supposed to go with?
Yeah, her total bill is $1,600 for all the services that she's going to do for us.
So we split it. I'd like to see an invoice on that, because if that's coming out of our money, that's not what was explained to me when we started fooling with this stuff. So if I could see how that was put on the Diamond Jubilee, I'd appreciate it. Okay. I haven't, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I can't have somebody telling me what I'm going to pay them, and then after I've already received the service. No, you can't do that, can you?
My belief is that she sent us out a quote saying it was going to cost this much, and then we had to there was a half of payment required at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was told that was coming out of the village's budget. We can talk about it later. We can keep this moving. Yeah.
And Madam Chair.
Uh-huh.
Who is the she or whoever? Who are we talking about?
Huh? Oh, I guess they're talking about the business person that they have working with the Diamond Jubilee for the sign.
No, I'm talking about she is the village manager. She is the one that I've been talking to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on to the next section, you have ACH withdrawals, and that total $53,067.03. And these are the majority of the payments that add up to that $53,067.
And I did ask her, Ms. Pope, about the payroll. So that's, what did you say, 2.5 payrolls?
2.5 payrolls, yes. And the auditor of Hamilton County, the property tax fees, we have to, this is one of those situations where we enter the gross amount and the gross collected amount, and then we have to deduct the fees out. post the fees. So at the end of April, April 3rd, that should read April 30th, 2021. Our ending bank balance was $2,728.06. Our outstanding checks for the month of April were $42,683.19, which makes our reconciled balance at April 30th, $1,961,044.87. Oh, I forgot y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, going down to committee updates. Our audit update. Right now, the auditors are working on the entities that have to file GAAP audits, generally accepted accounting principles. It's a different type of format. And they will be working on those until June 2nd. And then after that, they'll come back to our 2018, 2019 audit. I did send them over all the reconciliation items and they were approved by the audit committee. So then when they come back, they'll tell me what adjustments I need to make to 18 and 19 and then continue on with the audit.
All righty.
The tax budget 2022 schedule, I just left this on here. And of course, we discussed tonight the some of the, what is this? Finance meeting corrections review. So we were just going to go over the corrections and do that. And that's what we did. So the legal ad will be posted June 14th. It has to be posted 10 days prior. And then we'll come back for final review on June 21st before we submit the tax budget, make sure everything's correct. And we'll have a public hearing on June 28th at 6:15. Is just 15 minutes before the committee of the whole meeting. And we'll pass that tax budget at the council meeting.
Okay, thank you.
And that concludes the finance. No, it doesn't.
That concludes your narrative of the
narrative. But the narrative is, it just discusses all of these dollar figures on here. Our beginning balance, our ending balance, our outstanding checks, the reconciled balance, all our all of our fund balances, the receipt and expenses for the month of April. These two items down here are Greater Cincinnati Waterworks fees. We have to post the gross, but we still have to post the fees. So the receipt side is going to be off, and then the expenditure side is going to be more because we have to post those fees. Making our book versus our bank versus book difference $127,251.25. And I will say that the reconciled items, not the reconciled, the corrections that the auditors have almost equal this number to a perfect match. I just got to look at it again. Look at my reports. Okay, so on page 5, we'll list all the checks that we issued for the month of April. I didn't know if you guys had any questions on it. We only had one check that was over the $5,000, which was that Acme lock. Donald, and I can send you guys out his monthly billing. Because I know you guys wanted to take a look at those. United Mail, this is for the newsletter printing. These are the ACH payments that we discussed on the other page.
Stop right there, Ms. Pope. Let me ask this question to those of you. Any of you have fire hydrants in front of your house? Mayor, you don't? You don't?
I think I do, Ms. Mitchell.
Yeah.
And have you
I don't know
noticed something on your water bill for a fire hydrant?
Oh, my husband pays the bill, so I have no clue.
That's okay that he pay it, but don't you look at him?
No,
Not my job.
not my job. I
So,
have to look at my own statements.
so the reason that I'm asking is because at church, the secretary asked me as we were going over the bills, like, oh, here's this 63 cents for the fire hydrant. So I called down to, Cincinnati Waterworks, and I asked the lady, like, why is the church being charged for these two hydrants? We have one on Matthews Drive and the one on Douglas is attributed to us. Very nominal amount. And she said, well, you'll have to call the Village of Lincoln Heights because the Lincoln Heights Council assessed that. And I'm like, well, ma'am, I'm on Lincoln Heights Council and I don't remember that. So was that part of the charge? Are they recharging folks who have hydrants in front of their homes? Or is that on everybody's bill as part of maintenance or something for the waterworks? Does anybody recall?
Madam Chair, my water bill has shot up maybe $20 or $30. I don't know why, but I'm going to look into that. I don't remember council asking us to pay for that or that we did anything with that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that I just have forgotten, but I don't remember it happening.
Okay, so then we did that. That was done in 2018.
You have to look back. I don't.
Right. So okay. So we'll ask Ms. Randolph if she can see if she can pull the legislation or get the contract, and let's see if we did say we will have residents pay towards the hydrants. I'm just curious. I just want to make sure that if it's just in front of your house and you're the only one being charged, or is everybody sharing in that cost? Okay.
Madam Chair, it could
Yes.
Chair, it could possibly be a new charge. You just never know. It'll probably be easier for us to call first and see if that's a new charge that they're implementing. They may have sent it with the billing. You just never know.
Okay. So
I would start there before she had to check the legislation, just in case it's something new.
okay. So let's so Ms. Pope, if we can, you can make
This looks like I'm looking at one of our water bills.
okay.
The villages. That $8.24, that might be part of the stormwater fees. And it should be a part of the fees on your property taxes.
Yeah,
It
but
might
this
be
actually says fire hydrants.
Yeah, I know that
Oh,
61.
you talking about for Ms.
does,
Linda?
But then when you I'm looking at a water bill and it says water-based charge, water consumption charge is $7.63, and fire hydrant repair replace fee 0.61 cent for a total of $8.24. That amount sounds to me like the amount that we have to for our stormwater payment. That is on your bill, your property tax bill. Part of those fees, if you look down there.
So that fire hydrant amount is
It's an assessment.
attributed to that?
Yeah, it's an assessment.
It's an assessment to the whole community?
That's
Yeah.
that's my question. Is
Yeah.
Okay. And we're certain of that. That's all I'm asking.
When did it start?
You've always had those stormwater fees. That $8.24 is on your property taxes as an assessment. I just have to look up that paperwork that it tells. I think that's the amount. I just have to check and make sure.
Okay. So we need to know if all residents, all property is being assessed for the fire hydrants. And then see if there's been any new amounts added for something else. Thank you. Okay. So if I can get, are there any other questions on the finance report? If not, I'll entertain a motion to recommend to council acceptance of the report.
Make a motion, we recommend to council the acceptance of the finance report for the month of
Second,
April.
All right, any
Second.
questions? Thank you, Ms. Key and Vice Mayor.
Be sure to include your corrections in that. She's got corrections in that motion.
Yeah, well, yeah, and she'll get us out the any of the corrections that we need to have. And Ms. Pope, when you do your corrections, will you highlight them?
I sure will.
Any other questions, comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any oppositions or abstentions? Oh, thank you. So next on our agenda, since we're going to the Department of Public Works, we know that it may entail some additional funds, and we may have to change our appropriation a little bit. So I asked Ms. Pope to do this impact statement for us to see where we might be going. Ms. Pope?
Okay, so originally this statement was sent to you, to council on April 19th by Ms. Powdrill. What I did today was updated it. So Ms. Powdrill used the minimum and the maximum points, and I'm just using the minimum and the medium gross salaries. Because after I talked to Ms. Powdrill, she said, you know, there was slim chance of us bringing somebody at the $75,000 level. So we just want to give you the information with the 55,000 and the medium level, which would be 73. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading just the Public Works Director.
Right.
So it would be, for the total, it would be 166,280, the minimum amount. The minimum amount plus benefits is 221,152. And the midpoint salaries plus benefits is $260,042. So if you look at the our general fund appropriations, we have $1,862,727. So we take that number and we divide the salaries, gross salaries plus benefits to get the percentage. So in this section right here, I did include or keep the minimum, medium, and the maximum. So it would, the minimum amount at 221,152 would be 12% of expenditures. The medium amount would be $260,042, which is 14% of expenditures. And the gross amount at the maximum level would be 16% of the expenditures. So Ms. Powdrill had already sent you this information, and in this section right here, it explains how you get the amount of the increases. So it says, using the information in the chart above, below we show the impact of minimum and medium base salary and benefit cost increase to the overall general fund appropriation. Based on the chart above, the salary range will result in a delta of 2 to 6% increase from the current percentage of 10% of the total general fund balance.
I say that again, explain that again, our percentages, okay.
So based on the chart above, this chart right here,
Mm-hmm.
the above salary range will result in a delta of 2% to 6% increase from the current percentage of 10% of the total general fund balance. So at what is budgeted right now, this $190,296, that's 10% of this general fund balance. So what she's saying is
10% of $1 million.
yeah. Okay, of course, we would not hire at the upper end of the scale. Realistically, we are projecting a 2% to 4% increase. Additionally, salary increases can be managed through salary negotiation and adjusting staffing levels. So this below the minimum becomes 12%. And so that's the 2% from the 10%. And then the medium becomes 14%. So that would be the 4% increase. The dollar amount I have in parentheses of the difference of the expenditures, we would need to increase the expenditures by 30,856 if we went at 12%. And then we would need to increase it $69,746 at 14% level. Now, I put an assumption on here. If we're fully staffed at 6/1/2021, this is what the salaries would be. Benefits, benefits and the fringes, our gross salary and the fringes would be this amount here, 110. The current unexpended balance in the service department, now defunct service department, is $145,642.60. So we actually wouldn't have to do anything this year, assuming, if we're all lucky, it's fully staffed at 6/1/2021, because we won't have to expend out only this $110,000.
So if that is the case, for next year, we would have to add something additional.
Yeah, and next year's gross salary would be this 221.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
the assumption looks at the minimum. Can we also consider, because based on what I'm reading, and the reason to add the midpoint is probably based because we're probably going to look at the midpoint. So instead of doing an assumption on the minimum, can we look at the assumption on the midpoint? And you don't have to do it now, because I mean, we could plug the numbers and we can really run it ourselves, but for the record's sake, like that's what I think I would like to see, because I'm thinking that that's where we'll probably land, somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
And then, so off of the assumption, there is still opportunity for some of the positions to come in at different ranges.
Yeah.
So keep that in, I mean, that's for us to keep that in mind. But that is very good. I like the way you put that. You know, this is what we have left in the fund, and based on this assumption, but that's the minimum.
Minimum, yeah.
If we can look at based on the midpoint assumption, I would really like to see that number.
Okay,
to
so
see how close we are to the 145.
Okay, so she, like I said, she originally sent this out on the 19th, and then I just added this section here, and just changed it from the maximum to the medium here. So
Yeah, but you did that prorated assumption, which changes
Right.
the conversation a little bit.
Okay.
So, and that's not in the original report, but
Right.
that's really good information to know.
Madam Chair,
Even though oh, yeah, go ahead, Vice Mayor.
is this the document that was sent to us around 5:45-ish or whatever?
Yeah.
Yes.
'Cause I haven't had a chance to look at it. I just know that you sent it.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
just want to
Right,
make
none
sure
of
I
us
have
have.
this to
That's
look
why I
at.
asked her to share it because,
Mhm.
yeah.
I
Thank
just
you.
happened to be down in Village Hall about the time she was printing it, so I just grabbed my copy.
I apologize for sending it late, but me and Miss Mitchell couldn't get our schedules together. I had meetings and she was waiting. So
Right.
Sure.
we can get
And,
it.
and
Sure,
this was a last minute thing. I mean, you know, sometimes when you see stuff narratively,
Mhm.
it plays out differently when you see it in a grid and you can see it in comparison to something else. So it was a last minute thing. Was, oh, I know what I wanted you to do. So that's why you all didn't get it on.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to see if I would be able to get that document for the record, or is it,
Oh, sure.
okay,
I'll send it to you too, Lisa.
thank you.
This whole thing, I sent it to
You
everybody.
did?
Yeah.
It was with tonight's report?
No, I sent it, the email that Ms. Stinson is talking about at 5:45. You didn't get
Alrighty.
anything from me?
I got just the financial report. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
all
looking
one
at it.
document.
Yeah,
Although
probably
you have to scroll down on yours.
I'll double check. Thank you.
All right. All right, other Lincoln Heights Day report. Ms. Stinson?
Yeah, I know I made a report at our last council meeting, but I wanted to make I know how you like to know about the
Thank you.
finances, being a director. I want to be respectful. Well, I know that Lincoln Heights, that I asked for 30,000. I'm not asking for more money. But we had a different budget. And I kind of switched the budget up, and I haven't talked with my treasurer yet or anybody else on the committee, but I'm going to share what I think that would be best, how to best spend the money. At first, it was $8,000 for the tents and the little things like that. And then it was another $9,000 for just the rides. And then we got a quote for $20,000 for the concert. So I know that I'm not very good at raising money, although I have put out a couple of sponsors. I went another route, and Cincinnati Circus can take care of us with the concert, the stage, the rides, mechanical, zip line, a show, a magic show to go throughout the day. And this is for 2 days for $25,000. And this is everything that we needed except for the porta potty and electrician. So that made more sense to me to go that route. So that's the route I'm choosing. And we get a concert for 2 days. Everything will be 2 days. It'll be a DJ that'll just play music throughout the whole festival. It's just everything that we wanted, except for my helicopter and my fireworks. So I'm going to go that route. And I'm going to still try to get some more money, Ms. Mitchell's and everybody here. But the other activities, I'm not for sure if anybody has come down with what's it called, a requisition form or whatever you need to spend money. I did spend $1,473. I asked for $3,000. I spent that, the $1,400. I don't know.
So you still have an open PO
money
for
could go to.
3,000?
So that's what I'm really trying to say. I do know that Miss Tanisha has been on it with her car show and the movie night. I've been in contact with her. I need to know what's going on so that I can see if I can just say, okay, can I have $25,000 and I'm good.
But the 25 is for the circus people, right?
Say that one more time.
The 25, when you say, can you just have 25? That's for the 2-day event, Lincoln Heights Day. All right.
With everything that I just said, the concert, the rides, the booths, the tents, everything except for the porta potty, the electrician, And
So
as
the
far as
portal
money
list
is
we shouldn't
concerned.
have to worry about because we used to have, well, I don't know now. I'm so used to it being covered in our waste levy. You know what I'm saying? We used to
But
be
me and
able.
Ms. Pope are working on that. I just wanted to say this
Okay.
verbally, Ms. Mitchell, in this meeting.
Okay.
I've already reached out to Ms. Pope, so we're working on that part. I'm just
Okay.
saying that $25,000 is what I'm asking. So you all can
But that's
marinate
fine.
on that. I'm gonna share it with the committee come next meeting. But in the meantime, before now and the next meeting, once this contract comes sometime within the next 10 days, I'm gonna need to sign off and commit to it. I'm gonna have to give, I think it was 25% that need to be paid.
So Vice Mayor, so that's 25, and then you've already spent something, so that's about 27, right? Give or take. That you,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, I spent $1,473, but I'm gonna make some money off of that. I'm gonna make that
I
money
got
back.
you, but I'm just talking about just what we might have to put out right now. So then what the other people are doing, the other committee members, if they had to have some expense, that's where the other 3,000 comes in. So they will bite off of that for the other events like the car show.
$1,000 out of 30,000. I'm trying not to be selfish.
But
that's more of a nibble than a bite.
You selfish.
I'm trying to.
We don't care. We ain't worried about that. We just looking at just numbers. 30,000. We said, hey, here you got 5. That was 5,200, right? Because we got a $200 donation, right? So I'm just trying to see how much you have left for the other events.
I know that another Duke Energy also committed to 5,000. They just, Ms. Pope just don't have to check yet.
Okay, so we won't count
as
that.
well as another 2,500 that I think that Mr. Daniels got from
United Way.
United Way.
Closing the health.
Somebody. Yeah.
Closing the health gap.
So, okay, so we know that we got most of the things covered, but you don't know how much the other events.
I just know that I got my stuff covered.
Okay. All right, but you chair, so you need to be checking on them others.
That's why I'm saying, I that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you something. This is me. When somebody say they coming to pick you up, they got a ride for you. Miss Charles Jeters, have you ever had to wait for me?
No.
You be ready when somebody's doing something.
No, but I haven't picked you up, remember?
In a long time, Miss Charles Jeters. It's been.
I haven't picked you up, Miss.
Oh, okay.
So,
but anyhow, the bottom line is when somebody doing something for you, you be ready.
Right.
Yeah,
if I have not seen people, so I don't know if they still have those needs. Maybe they don't have those needs anymore. Okay. So how do I know?
Okay.
Yeah, but that's a perfect example. If I had to come pick you up, you probably would be available.
Okay.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
To Vice Mayor, explain the helicopter thing. What are we gonna do with the helicopter?
Well, I've been being nice to Major Reed because I'd like horses and a helicopter and a whole bunch of things that the sheriff had for the parade. So every time I see her, I plug my helicopter.
Okay, well, I just wanted to know so I can help you plug that. If that's what you're looking for, then be there.
So let me ask this. So with the things that are happening, something happening every week in August, is that what's supposed to happen? How are we folding in National Night Out? Because that might be the opportunity to get your helicopter, your tanks, your SWAT, all of that. Are we doing Ms. Charles Jeter National Night Out that same week?
Ms. Charles Jeter has not discussed that due to the fact that we were in quarantine and we didn't know if we were going to be able to do stuff outdoors. Now that the masks have been lifted, we can go to the village manager or either Ms. Pope, because Ms. Pope actually did a lot of work last time on that. They had the committee. They had a committee that they made sure everything worked out okay, including the DJ, which was Miss Pope for the music. So yes, it can all be folded in, providing that we can be outside. You have, well, some institutions say you have to can't do more than 10 people, but the mask off now. So, that's something to look into and make a request for it.
Right, I'm just trying to make sure if we're doing something every week, how was that going to play in if we were going to do the National Night Out, just so we can get it, in terms of availability.
If you don't ask, you may never get.
That's right, exactly.
Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ms. Pope, when you have any funds that come in, can you also notify me so I can update our budget to have available for Vice Mayor for meetings? I know she gets the information and she'll send me the information, but if you get something, just to make sure that we're crossing all opportunities here so that we can have a good working budget as we begin to have our meetings and kind of go to the point where we're drawing down funds so we know where we are.
Okay, I'll do that. And to let you know, we received $200 donation from a resident.
Yes, ma'am. I got that from the report earlier.
Okay.
I did make a note of that.
And then the $5,000 came from Port Authority.
And it's already here deposited.
It's already here and deposited.
Okay.
Plus we got money for a vendor. Didn't we, Ms. Pope? I gave you the check through the window at work, remember?
Oh, yeah. We did. We got a 70, was it $75? I don't know. Yeah, we did.
And I can always come down too, just to do a reconcile one day when you're least busy. And then just go across the numbers before we meet with the Lincoln High States Committee.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
And Madam Chair.
Yes.
To Ms. Pope, I will talk to you soon about National Night Out and the also the village manager. I expected for Ms. Major Reed to be on our at our safety meeting day, and she wasn't because I had several asks from her. So I will talk to her too. And you want horses and helicopters, right?
Right.
Like the bomb squad, every one of those alphabet boys.
So,
we have a Mr. Charlie Winberg that might want to ride his horse back out here this year.
So, Ms. Stinson, I'm at your regular meeting. You were supposed to be getting me a letter. Now you asked me to.
I can forward that to you right now, Ms. Mitchell. I just forgot.
Because I got folks waiting, and
you want the sponsor, the parade, and the vendor. You want everything. I'll send it to you right now, Ms. Mitchell.
You can send me that. I'm gonna
send it to Ms. Randolph right now.
Ms. Randolph, can you send it to me as well?
Yes.
The letter is for
sponsors. I've talked to some folks, but I can't back it up because I don't have the letter.
Okay. I also need the letter to send out if it's for people to participate in that parade.
Got you.
So just send it to everybody. Just
for the candidates that are running in the county, whatever village or city. You are working me too hard today.
Oh, that's what council people supposed to do. We supposed to work.
I need an LP increase.
Did we lose the mayor?
Yeah, she had to go back to work.
Okay.
She had to go back to work. Okay, so the last thing that I want to mention under other is that I just want to make sure that the village is doing our part for the Black economic progress that we need to make, and so that any opportunity that we have to pay African Americans, we need to do so. So I know that with our lawn care services, there's a lot of African Americans with those businesses, and we're doing that. But I just want to say, any way that we can, Ms. Pope, how do we, begin to look at it? If anybody knows somebody, let's refer those to Ms. Pope and Ms. Powdrill. you see every Tuesday how they say, okay, here's the Black businesses for the day. Keep your ears and your eyes open when you're going around. Because I think one of the things, Ms. Stinson, that we might want to look at doing, I don't know what the letter says, but if we can get, coupons, gift certificates that they will give us so that we can help promote those Black businesses. Maybe that's a contact with the Chamber of Commerce, African American Chamber of Commerce, that may be able to do that. But those will be some other ways that they can invest in us and we reinvest in them. So I just want to throw that out there. Okay, anything else? All right, if there's anyone out there, public comments, I don't see anyone on. I don't see any phones on the screen.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say this was a very good meeting, good information, well presented.
Thank you.
So I do appreciate you spending some time and getting it all worked up for us, so we make sure we have what we needed. Very good meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Pope.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to make an announcement. If anyone's listening out there, is that this Sunday coming up, the 23rd at 2:30 p.m., meet us at Ebenezer Baptist Church as we celebrate Miss Epps. Come out and show your love, show that you care. So it's again, it is at 2:30 and food will be served. And I'm not telling you how it's going to be served. Just come out and enjoy the day.
All righty. Ms. Stinson, when we leave, will you please give me a call? Please give me a call as soon as we get off.
Sure.
If there's nothing else, a motion is in order.
Motion to adjourn.
Did you?
And properly moved in second. Any questions? No questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good evening.
Bye.
I got my phone, Miss Stinson.